What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to an episode of Think Out Loud podcast. I am honored to be here with my co host, Justin Gonzalez. I am Dustin Cowan, here where we
What's
get
up?
our thoughts out loud to you guys in the public of YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Unfortunately, they're only my Instagram, Facebook's Instagram, and YouTube's, but we're going to try to branch out and doing it more. I'm thinking in the future because again, once I said this year, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers on the channel that I'm putting this out. Um, I'm waiting till we get to about 10 episodes. Once we get to 10 episodes, I'm gonna start attaching our body of work with other up and coming podcasts and podcast groups. I haven't done it yet because I don't feel like we have the body of work to where like I've got 10 episodes. Again, our goal this year is 52, dropping an episode a week. We've been doing pretty good on the short videos and the reels. Matter of fact, one of our short videos did 160 views this week. The Eagles take that one did 160 views, so that was good. But once again, like and subscribe to the channel so you can see the beautiful Justin Gonzalez and the bald Dustin Cowan right here at Think Out Loud podcast. What's up, cuz? How you doing?
I'm feeling all right, bro. It's been a day. It's cold here. It's about to snow. Um, for the day, so it's like you start off in the dark and then you end up in the dark, and then it snows. So
I'm gonna be
you just
honest
gotta
with
be
you.
prepared.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's my favorite thing about not working a 9 to 5 anymore. Like, I mean, I drive Uber right now full time. I'm down here working on an investment property that me and my family has built. But until the meantime, until that sells and gets to where it's going, I'm driving Uber particularly. The one thing I love about driving Uber is you set your own hours. If I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, if I get up at 10 o'clock in the afternoon, if I whatever the case is, I can go out and go make some money or not go make some money. It's strictly up to you. So, just kind of one of the perks of being a 1099 employee for yourself, I
Absolutely,
guess. Yeah,
absolutely. The freedom.
yeah.
So, other than that, yeah, I've been. It's been good though. Sports is good. Football, like, oh, we got to talk about our picks. We got to talk about our
Yeah,
picks.
that was wild, wasn't it? Yeah, we
All
listen.
right. So
Sports,
wait,
sport. No, no, sports is always last because we go
all
off
right,
on
well,
a
we're gonna do this
tangent.
for
Sports is
yeah, we're
always
doing that.
last.
Woo, I got the pick. You ain't
Sports
off
is.
the hook.
Yeah, I know, I know. Sports is always last, though. I think funny thing is, I think I beat you by one, but we're not
I
going
think
there.
so.
Anyway,
I think
I'm gonna
so.
start. I gotta start this. Gotta keep this thing together. Gotta steer this thing right. So I think we're gonna start with Keith's question of the day. Shout out to cousin Keith. He said, and he's got this big questionnaire, but one of the ones that popped out to me today was, "What is a rule you would add to social media?"
Hmm, that's a great question for the audience as well. Please comment. I would say I think that you should just have a little bit more, like a lot more freedom with your ability. I don't know. I think privacy is an issue with the internet, so maybe something along privacy.
So you tired of them
Yeah,
selling your information to everybody
yeah,
who's on
all
the
that kind of
internet?
stuff. That's got to go.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. I think
Yes.
one of mine would be posting the same picture, the same style of picture multiple times in a day. So like for instance, if you drop let's say you drop 10 pictures a day on social media. First off, I think you're an addict and I think you have a problem. You should probably put the phone down sometime. But like for instance, if you drop 10 pictures of your kids on social media, A, your relationship is terrible. That's just my opinion and view. Like I don't think you care anything about your husband or whoever you had them kids with if you dropping 10 pictures of just your kids. Like if you
So,
drop 10 pictures of the family together, that's a different story, but like let's be real. Most people drop you and your kids and no one else is around.
so, but how would you be able to like differentiate? Like, how would you be able to tell the
Bro,
difference?
we are in 2024. You can put that iPhone on a timer, set it up somewhere, and take a picture of your whole family. Like, stop playing. Like, we come on. Stop being
But
lazy.
some people are influencers, no?
Selfie long arm. That's my whole problem. But, like, for instance, if you drop 5 bikini pictures on it, or 10 pictures on a day, like, come on, bro. Like, okay, we saw you. You look great 10 times. Like, no, man. No, no.
So that's a great point. So they're doing that for attention, right? Obviously to get information and data, right?
Right.
So that's back to my point. We shouldn't be able to sell data, like sell personal data.
I think honestly, social media is a tool. The problem is we use it for social aspects. I think social media should be for advertisement, marketing. Um, I personally have a personal rule for social media. I call it I think the three F's: food, family, and friends. And
Hmm.
that's it. Like if it ain't that, I don't post it. Don't post what you
Food.
think.
Okay.
Don't post
Okay.
what don't say what's on your mind. Don't say how much money you got. Don't post, just food.
So you're saying it should be like more of a lockdown. It should
No,
internet should be more conservative.
absolutely not. No, because it's way too entertaining the way it is now. But what I'm saying, like for me personally, like if I had to make a rule, it would just be a limit of how many of the same pictures you could actually post in
Pictures.
a
So
day.
so no spamming
Right, right. No spamming. Like for instance,
in one day.
like hate speech. Like you can't just sit here and call me the N word 20 times in a row just because you're behind a social wall. Like I think we should stop that. Like for instance, you can't hate on black crime or white crime or politics or like Democrats or Reds. You can't just spam 20 messages a day and then that's all that's coming across my feed. Like five tops, the end, move on. But that just don't work. Like it's not that's not how it goes.
Mhm.
Like for
Okay.
instance, like I think that rule would definitely help people that are A-list celebrities. Like so, for instance, when these A-list celebrities go on these rants, like for instance, when Tyrese was crying on the internet about child support, like something in social media should have been like, stop that. That man is embarrassing himself. Cut it out. Like for instance, we see what's the guy who is in domestic violence every week with his girlfriend, um, NBA YoungBoy and his girl. What's isn't that the one? I could be wrong. Don't quote me on the name. I don't know none of you young rappers, but like they always fighting on the internet, and then like she like got a bloody lip and a black eye showing on. Like come on, like after five times of that, like or two for that matter, cut that stuff off. Like cut it out. Like that shouldn't be as readily available as it is available right now. Is what I'm trying to say. It
Okay.
is, but it shouldn't be. It should have some type of govern on that.
See, I think the opposite. I think you should just be able to retain all your rights to information. It shouldn't be easily sold by third party, companies or so have you.
Well,
But I
see,
think the freedom, I think you should, I think the internet's there for that freedom. And if you choose to watch it and be a part of that door, so be it. And
yeah.
there's the internet is so vast. So it's like a universe in itself. So I
Don't
think
get
it
don't get
should
me
be free.
wrong. That's how it is, and I understand that. But what I guess I'm saying is, when it gets to that point of like embarrassing or tarnishing your image or likeness or your brand or whatever not, to a point, I feel like sometimes a limitation would save you. Like where like you said what you said like
So
four
so
times of that.
maybe that's a great point. Maybe we should, maybe it's out there. Internet insurance.
You know what? So it is internet insurance, but like it's for page loss and page corruption. Like for instance, the blue checks. Like so, for instance, if you're verified on certain stuff, they know it's the for real you. Like you know how people. Let's say like somebody said, all right, the real DustinCowan.com, and like if like hold on, I'm Dustin Cowan. Like no, I'm Dustin Cowan, but name dude, your name's Jason. Nah, I'm Dustin Cowan now. This is a
So you pay a company insurance to clean up other copies and whatever of your brand to get them out of there, right? And if you do get sued or whatever, it's all through internet insurance.
maybe, maybe. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I
So
don't know.
someone tries to clone your company or whatever, they pick up on you like, yo, we just picked up this LLC, blah blah blah. What do you want to do? Get rid of it. All right, here's this. Boom, down payment. They clean it up for you.
I think it'd be tough to do that like on a company basis, but like you definitely have people who see a trend coming with somebody who's up and coming, and they do buy the rights to their um,
Hey,
websites, their
hey, we're gonna
Instagram,
come up with a
Facebook,
company that
socials.
is internet insurance.
Okay, okay, okay.
And yo, you can get residual income from it. Like you could borrow. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You stupid. You stupid. Whole
Well,
whole whole
they,
life whole life return.
they got what do they? They got IUL, right? What would internet insurance be? The INL, the INL.
I feel like you might be onto something.
I might be onto something. Yo, we have to cut this part of it out so we can, not give it.
Dude, I don't edit. I'm not that good.
The internet insurance one day. Yo, you to log on, you gotta get internet insurance. Could you imagine? It might, yo, nigga. Oh, I'm sorry. That might happen. Yo, all your cryptos and everything. You literally have an internet insurance that monitor, like that control, that organizes all that stuff, right?
Some people would call that monetization, but I think what you're talking about is like full
Coverage.
control over the coverage. Like, so for instance, if somebody was embarrassing you, if somebody was saying something crazy about you, somebody was using your likeness, your
So
imaging.
it would hit you like a Norton virus protector. Like, yo, you have just your company just been copied. Cowan dot Dustin dot Cowan LLC, blah, 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 and some other mumbo jumbo. But do you want to clean this up? Yes. Hit a button. Done. And then they get a fine. They get invoiced.
You
Yo,
know,
that's
you know
no,
the
that's
thing.
that can happen.
You know the thing with that is I guess that company would have to have the lawyers to get the like you're paying for the service so it doesn't bother you. Then the company would go after the person who invaded your privacy, sue them, and then get the money from that. And that's how the company would pay for itself, maybe. So
No,
maybe
you
maybe
just pay a little like clearly you
no
gotta have some money already, but
no
you'll pay a
no
little
no.
premium.
So like you have the internet insurance company. I pay you a residual a month, like kind of like car insurance. Let's say it's like 250 a month, whatever. Not
Mm-hmm.
250 a month. Keep my names out these streets. So
Mm-hmm.
you do it, but like for instance, like the Tasha K Kevin Hart situation. Tasha K goes after Kevin Hart. You know who Tasha K is?
No idea, but it's
Okay, Tasha K is an influencer slash podcaster on the internet on YouTube. She got sued by Cardi B, and she's getting sued by Jada Pinkett Smith, and now she got sued by Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart skipped that line. He's second. So
okay.
she owes Cardi 4 point some $1 million. She's gonna owe Kevin Hart, I think, somewhere around like two, maybe $6 million because she's talking about them in a negative light. Um, and so, for instance, if someone like that talks about you in a negative light, shares personal information guarded by NDAs, binding contracts of confidentiality, and different stuff like that, and you interview a person. So let's say, for instance, you had dirt on me, and for instance, like you're an assistant, and I have you under an NDA or contract of integrity, and then you go talk to Tasha K because she interviewed you, and you have the platform, or she has platform. I'm able to sue her and you simultaneously for spreading um, um,
So isn't that like that was that
defamation.
defamation of
Yes,
character?
for spreading defamation on my name, and that's what's happening to
For
Tasha K.
spreading defamation on my
Yeah,
name. Okay.
yeah. That's what's happening to Tasha K right now, and I'm crazy because lead attorney is one of the guys. I'm probably going to join his group, but he's recently going over that case. You know what? You need to watch lead attorney. You need to watch lead attorney. You need to watch him. He's a 20-year divorce lawyer that goes over men's rights, women's rights, domestic abuse, spousal abuse. He goes over child support. He goes over everything. So, for instance, he
Hmm.
went over this big piece that I think you needed to know about how much rights does the man have of being a like women when they have a child, that's their child, right? But men don't realize that just because you sign a birth certificate, you don't have any legal rights to a child. You only have legal rights if you're married, if you petition for legal rights, or something else he mentioned. He has three pillars he just mentioned, and that's state. He said that's United States wide. So if you're not married and you don't file or put yourself on child support and then can't claim legal rights, you technically don't have rights to your child. So for instance, you have legal rights to one of your children, but right now you don't have legal rights to your other child.
Mm, I
But
love
you
it.
you need to watch them anyway. But that's
We
getting
will
off
talk. Yeah,
subject.
yeah, yeah.
That's getting off subject, man. But yeah, so like that would be what internet insurance would work out. So yeah, yeah, okay, internet insurance.
Internet insurance, internet trust, an
Maybe
internet, an
maybe you
internet trust.
maybe you should get your your insurance
Maybe
license.
that's out there already. Say
Maybe you
what?
should get your insurance license, get with some techs over in Silicon Valley, and just start it up.
Like, yo, walking that motherfucker like, yo, we creating internet insurance.
Well, the nice thing is that we're past the 10-minute mark, so technically you can let it fly, bro. You
Okay,
good?
bet. Oh, yeah. I'm walking in there like, we creating internet insurance. Period. You. This is
Okay.
sweet.
So all right. So I guess the answer to Keith's question is internet
Yeah,
insurance. That's what we would change
internet
about social
insurance,
media.
man. We need internet insurance.
There we go.
Someone's gonna get rich off of that. We gonna be mad.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about new and innovative ideas, yeah, we are going to be mad. So I kind of wanted to talk about like, um, what is the wave right now? And then what I mean by that is like we past couple years, and I guess 2024 is coming up. We call it the year of accountability, but like 2023 had a wave. I think the 2020 so far because of COVID had a wave of podcasting, social media entrepreneurship. We had a wave of COVID. Like what was the new big thing? We had drill rap, drill music was a kind of a wave. Trying to think something like kind of trendy, whatever not. So what do we think the new
Okay.
wave is going to be?
I think the new wave for this year specifically is going to be all about the election that's coming up in America. Like you're going to hear more, even if you don't want to hear about it, it's going to be there. It's going to be impossible to
Yeah.
avoid that. And I also think this it's going to be interesting to see how the whole uh, war in Israel escalates and what goes on with that. And how much involved we get with that. And also that kind of ties back to the election. So I think that's going to be really trendy. And then also cryptocurrency. I think those two things are going to be like, all the bull runs that are going to happen in the next, I don't know, 60 to 90 days, they're saying. It's going to be interesting to see that. I think that's what's going to be trendy, in my opinion. What do you got?
I definitely think you're right. The election, man. I'm not gonna front. I honestly think these rich, poor, um,
Yeah, everybody's going to be,
these investments, these house buyers, these non-house buyers, they're all waiting on Big T.
it's,
I'm not gonna front. They all waiting on Big T, man. They're waiting on Donald Trump, bro. They
I'm,
waiting.
I'm,
They're
yeah,
waiting for
uh,
Donald Trump.
they're waiting for Big T. I understand that. It's going to be real interesting to see Joe
It's
Biden
gonna
now.
be perfect. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be perfect and good. Everything is good and perfect. I'm gonna just tell everybody right now. Yo, how come when he is giving you a compliment, it sounds like a sticker you got in elementary school? Like, for instance, if you made a 90 on a test, teacher give you a sticker that said good. If you made 100%, she goes perfect. For instance, you could bet a 95, amazing. These are the three words he uses in
Because
all his language.
they're powerful, man. He puts it.
It's not powerful, Justin. You know what it is? It's language you understand because all you have is an elementary education. Period. That's what it is. He's talking to most. All right, this is a fact. Most people in the United States only speak or and read and think and articulate at a fourth grade level. So if I give you a sticker that you got in fourth grade on a test, you reference that because that's all your brain can
Brain.
comprehend because you on that
No,
level of
it's true.
intelligence. Like, no, you idiot.
It's
Like,
true.
figure out that he is trying to control you through positive reinforcement through
Uh,
talk. But anyway, that's off on
he's
a
a master
tangent.
communicator, so he knows his
Right,
audience.
right. And I say this all the time. Every time I bring up Donald Trump, and people will go, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, regardless of how you feel or whatever. Not Donald Trump is like 60 something years old, right? Maybe like maybe
He's
maybe
like close to 80 years old, bro.
he's on close to 80, 70 years old. He's
He's
in the
like
70s.
77, 78, maybe 79. He's in there somewhere.
So would you say as you get older, you get more articulate, more intelligent, more able to communicate your thoughts clearly?
I think I think someone like Donald Trump,
No, no, no. I'm just asking in general. I'm not talking about Trump.
in general. Oh, okay. I think I think it really depends on the individual, but for me, I think I think I'll definitely be a lot wiser. I'd probably say less.
Say less, but when you spoke clear, you spoke
It's
precise, you
clear.
spoke
It's
into the
exactly.
question or about the subject, right?
It's got a rhythm to it. It just
Right.
hits you, and it's like, damn, he said everything you need to say in one sentence. Like, wow, you know.
You know that show on Netflix is called like about people who bamboozled money or stolen money from people. I can't think of it. Anyway, it's got like maybe three seasons. Donald Trump is the last episode on the first season of this show. It's called
Okay.
might be like bankrupt or whatever. Not. He's in his 30s in all his interviews in that show. 30s, 40s, right?
Hmm.
I guarantee you he talks at a higher intelligence and a higher grade level rate in all his interviews during that period of his lifetime than he's ever talked as a president of the United States. Just look at
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
He
But
it's amazing how much he's changed the script, bro. It's amazing.
but no. But think about it like this though. Even the movies back then, think about the time, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what makes those movies so much more compelling to watch sometimes
Because they,
without less of the action and everything because they have real scripts and they're using words, they're talking. Today's more about green screen, you know, jumping in front of nothing, blow this up, say a couple lines, big muscles, you know.
hey man, leave the big muscles alone. I'm trying to get some big muscles, bro. Leave the big muscles alone. Okay.
But that I mean that's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
Um Back then they used language, man. They were talking. We ain't talking today. We just blah, 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 blah.
So if I had to sum up what you think the wave would be, you think it's going to be politics, war, and finance, right?
I think so for most
Okay.
part. And
So
then pop culture or whatever that's gonna be.
yeah, if I had to if I had to say what I think the new wave is going to be, and I think this is probably about 3 years out before it becomes trendy, maybe about 5 years before it becomes the norm, and 10 years before it becomes bigger than what it is now. I think if you want a house in the United States, you're going to
Mm,
buy a house with your best option of a roommate. And what I mean by that is you're going to sit down with your wife, your girlfriend, and you're going to sit down with your roommate at the time. And you guys are going to try to come up with a down payment on the house. And then you're going to sign contracts and legal jargon that says that you're investing in this house together and you're going to split it down the middle. And that's how people are going to start buying houses. That is going to be the wave from 2024 to 2030 until it gets bigger than that. To where it's like we're gonna start Americans are gonna start stealing culture from Indians, Mexicans,
mhm,
Africans, and
mhm.
anybody else that immigrates to this country that actually buy property as a unit. Now,
Absolutely.
the difference there though is that the units of those cultures probably buy it under one name. Like, so for instance, the head of the family probably buys a house and everything's in his name. What we don't see is that that whole family is the one who invested in the house. What it's going to look like now is going to look like me and my wife and my roommate Fred are going to sit down in front of a real estate agent. We're going to be like, we have 20%. They're like, cool. The contract needs to read, we own half of the house, he owns half of the house. If he decides to leave, we have to buy out his half of the house, which is going to be fine because of the way they got the refinancing packages on mortgages right now. If we leave, has to buy us out on a refinance package. Right now, I heard this recently. So like the 20% down on mortgages, people are like, why would you put that much down? Da da da. So many other ways to buy a house, right? But your interest and balloon payments and different stuff like that. That's why you go to the 20% because it's a fixed rate mortgage or whatever. Not.
Mhm.
What's going to end up happening is you're going to come together with that 20%. But the way they're doing the 20% is they're allowing you up to three finances for free from the bank that you're borrowing the money from, which
Right.
there in turns their business, but also extends your mortgage longer. So most people's mortgage are a 30 year because that's usually what you can afford. Now you can always switch up to a 15. Everybody knows this. But what's going to end up happening is you're going to go to um, a three refinancing plan. What's that going to do is extend your mortgage from a 30 year to possibly a 40 year, possibly up to a 50 year. Because depending on when you refinance, which is best to do within the first 3 years, if you don't do it that way, you're going to extend your mortgage plan so far. So if you move in with that roommate, which is the only way you're going to be able to afford a house, he decides to move in 10 years because he marries, his sugar mama, who finally takes, he's like, you don't have to be like this. You have to buy him out at the rate at the current value of the house, refinance up to that point to pay him off, get his equity out, and then now you own the house. That's what I think is going to be the wave. I think that's going to be the wave of America.
Yeah, don't quote me on the exact term, but I think it's called tenants in common. And it's a thing. It's a thing.
I think it's smart, but I think you kind of need to do it. You kind of need to do it with like kind of like a the best way I can put it is like a tier system. So if I do that with you and you move in 2 years, guarantee me you move in 2 years so this refinance doesn't kick me and my wife in the butt, or guarantee you leave in 2 years so it doesn't hurt you, and then we can move on to
Yeah,
our house. Because that way,
you
if
can
I
do
take
all that
the
stuff
equity
now.
out,
Yeah, you can do all that stuff now. Yeah.
yeah, so it's a savings account. Basically, you buy it, you save, and then in 2 years, when you don't take the hit of the refinance, you could take your money and actually buy a house that you could actually afford with just you and your wife. But
Yeah,
that's the way I think that's going to be trendy. I think that's going to be a wave here pretty soon. I think people because we have too many singles. Like it's too it's not marriage is going to not be as prevalent as we think in the next 10 years. Most people are going to be like, "Listen, I can do just as good in this one bedroom apartment by myself that I can with you. Why would I get married? I'm not trying to lose all my rights as a man. I'm not trying to lose all my rights as a woman. I'm not trying to just have these kids over my head. Like I'm going to stay by myself. But I
right,
do realize I need to invest in something. Might as well invest in a house. How am I gonna get this house? Well, we've been roommates for like 10 years already, dog. Well, let's go get
right.
this house, and we'll work on yours after 2 years. And I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that's the new wave.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's anything new. I think that's something that happened. It's just coming back around. Like it's going to be the new trend. I can see that.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you're right, but I think it's not as common in Americans as it is in other cultures. Americans buy houses individually. Like, take me back to 2012 to 15. You could buy a house at the drop of a hat, dog. You could work at
Right,
McDonald's and buy a house in
right. It was
2010 to
easy.
2015. It was easy. They giving you zero down, 3% no 3% down mortgages. I bought my house with a 3% down mortgage. My first one, three
Mm.
percent. I think it was like $3,000. Not that that was 3% of what it was, but I think that's what I paid. I paid 3,000. I think they wrapped that up in finance and got it to where it needed to be, and that was my house payment. Take me back to that time again, please, please. Anyway,
Just could you imagine?
if I knew what I knew now, I'd have five of them. I'd have five of them.
Yo, you had 20 of them by
I'd have
now.
five. I'd have five, and all of them be rented out, Airbnb'd up. Why not? I'm like, yo, I got this one house. I bought this house. Cool. I want to buy another house. Why would you do that? Well, take the financing out of this house and purchase the other house. I'll be able to afford both. Cool. I already got a roommate set up in this house. I'm moving to this next house. Roommate, take over this mortgage. You're good. Get another roommate if you want to. Let me know. This is what you owe me at the end of the month. Bet. Got that done. New house. Get a roommate. Set up another roommate. Yo, roommate. Get another roommate. I'm gonna go buy another house. I'd have a business by now. I have a business. Oh man, I just wish I had the brain now that I had back then. But
Well, we gotta learn from that and trend forward, my friend.
one
So I
hundred
like
one,
this. I like this topic. We might have to keep asking that.
yeah, 100
Trend of the
percent.
week. Trend of the week.
So speaking of investments, I got this other topic, but do I want to get into it now? So recently been watching a lot of podcasts, of course. I got to give this topic credit to Shannon Sharp, but Shannon Sharp said don't fatten up the frog so another snake can eat it. What he's saying is don't invest in the woman that it helps out the next man. So for instance, if I spend all this time, I'm talking to a woman, and I'm building her up, I'm getting her out of a financial situation. We got her credit straight. We got her lifestyle a little different. We fixed the car. We fixed the teeth. We got the nails and hair getting done. But then all of a sudden she gets comfortable with that, and then Mr. Joe Smo comes steals your woman. Like how often have we invested in women for the next man? Like how often does that happen? Like
I plead the fifth. Nah.
I don't plead the fifth. I would tell you, like
No,
honestly,
yeah, definitely happens for sure. And got some permanent collateral from that situation. So I'm forever gonna have to
permanent collateral.
you know,
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
if I
Oh
can
man.
put it if I'm putting in code, that yes,
All right.
that's
Well, I'll get it off you and put it on me. So, like for instance, I think of investing in a woman. I think it's nothing wrong in a relationship, definitely to invest in a person you're interested in, like your girlfriend, engaged or married, whatever not. Like you definitely invest in a person. Like I've honestly taken something away from every single relationship I've ever been into. Every single relationship, I have taken something from that, and what I've taken has definitely made me to who I am now. Like I cook better, I work out better, I clean better, I think differently based off all the relationships I've ever been in. I can almost articulate to each one of those where that comes from. I know how I want to be treated based off one of the worst relationships I've ever been in. I know how to work out better on one of the most abusive relationships I've ever been in. I know how to cook better because the other person appreciated cooking better. I know how to clean better based off another relationship. Um, I know how to travel internationally based off another relationship that I've been in. All
Mhm.
that I have taken. So that's the investment those women have in me. Now, what did I give those women back to make them a
Mhm.
better situation for them? Probably heartache, headache, and pain, and they will never forgive me from it. Honestly, that's honestly what I've probably invested in them. But like, what they won't say is the money, the time, the efforts, the jobs I've done, the fixing of said stuff around the house, um, the ability to go other places, show different things, different side of a culture or different areas and places. Like at some one point, like they didn't have car, I had a car, so now you had transportation. That was an investment in you. You know, I was able to get you to where you needed to go to.
I
Some did,
like these wins, bro. Small
some
wins.
some
Love it.
some didn't have places. I had a house. Like this is an investment you didn't pay rent for forever. You got invested in. You just don't realize it. You want to know why your savings went from 2,000 a month to 500 because you got an apartment. Yeah, I did that because when you lived with me, it was an investment. You were able to save because I didn't charge you rent. I'm cool like that. But you
You,
know,
you know what they call that around here? BDE.
go ahead.
BDE.
What's BDE?
Big Dig Energy.
Okay, okay. But I mean, honestly, realistically, it's true, and
That is,
it
bro.
it doesn't even have to be on the scale of a house. Like it could be on the scale of, or a car for that matter. Like for instance, for instance, a woman who has kids that is a single parent, if you take care of the kids while she's able to work and or when she's working and you're off, like that is an investment. Like the time, like and then the
But does every
money.
woman see it as that investment?
No, God, no, no,
It's
no,
all good though. It's love.
no, 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 no. I don't think I don't think that men look at it the same even. Like for instance, like a man will take away from a relationship because we're men. I take away the good times, the bad times. I look at it. I see like what I liked, what I didn't like. I go, don't want to do that again. Don't want to do that again. I'll deal with that. I'll deal with that. I'm cool with this. Move forward. You broke my heart, emotional, not getting over this, not getting over that. But hold up. What about the year and a half we were here and you didn't have to pay for nothing? So financially you came up, right? You know, so what about the time that you never paid for dinner came up, right? So what about the times that like, we went out of town and I paid for it, came up, right? You know,
Uh, that's
so
what
like,
I mean.
I'm saying like, so for
But,
instance,
but at the same time, that's expected in a lot of situations
but
too.
see,
That that's
that's a problem though, because that shouldn't be expected because that's an investment. Like, if you
mm,
come out financially better than the other person did, for instance, my mortgage was I don't know let's just go 1,000. It was less than that, but let's just go $1,000 a month, just so it's round numbers. So now I got a $12,000 a month or a year payment. So a year and a half, you made $18,000. I didn't, or yeah, 18,000. No one
mm,
can live for free. Where you stay for free at?
mm. That's a good point.
So okay, you don't consider an investment. Give me $18,000.
Hmm.
Let me show you what I can do with it. Now, if you did it right,
Hmm.
well, that's all. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you
No,
feel.
that's a good point. That's a good point. I like
Um,
that. I like that
I mean,
because
go ahead.
I've done, yeah, no, I've done it plenty of times. You put it that way, I've done that plenty of times. Show them something new, or do this, do that, and sometimes you that stuff gets taken for granted, and then you're just kind of left hanging. And the next guy's got that girl that had them new experiences. I don't know. No, you're right. It's a
So
good point.
let's look at two ways. Let's say you saved all of it, and let's say you spent all of it. Okay.
Hmm.
So when you decided to move in with me, if you saved all of it, at the end of it, you had $18,000.
Mm,
$18,000 is a down payment on a house at the time.
hmm.
$18,000 is you can go get an apartment. $18,000 is a new car. Maybe not be the car you want, or you can get the close to the car you want. Okay, let's say you spent all of it. You either got the car you wanted, you looked the way you wanted, you smelt the way you wanted, you were taken care of the way you wanted, and so like either way,
They come
you
up.
you came up.
Mm,
But
that's
what
it.
but what but what the men will get from those situations is a lesson. And see, that's the investment that men get from women, but women usually gain on the financial side of it, but they don't recognize it. They don't recognize that. The only time they recognize it is when the savings changes. If you have a working woman for a year and a half, if they worked the same time you worked and you paid all the bills and they didn't, they should look different. They should look different, or the bank account should look different. It's not.
Mm.
It's one or the other. So that's an investment. That's the investment that guys give back to them. Versus you'll get the lessons. Like you'll all of a sudden start picking up your underwear off the floor for some reason. All of a sudden you know how to grill fish. All of a sudden you know how to clean on the side of the toilet bowl for some reason.
So
All of a sudden,
is it fair just to go on everything 50-50 in the beginning
I think
and
I,
see?
I think honestly to balance it out,
Is that
you
what you're
should
saying?
definitely have some type of financial burden if someone is living with you. Either way, men or women. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a light bill, water bill. I don't care if it's the. Now, for instance, one thing I will say is most of these people bought all the groceries. I wasn't buying groceries if you living with me. So you take that for what it is. So like,
So
you
they
know,
live with they're buying all the
I
groceries.
ain't buying no groceries. No, not if you living with me. If I got the lights, the water, the internet, and the roof, you can't feed me at home, and you want me to take you out to eat.
Mm,
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm cool.
mm.
And I mean, if
You
that if
know, I
that's
agree,
if
man.
that's not fair, then please go live somewhere else for groceries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
I mean, come on. Now I did live with a lot of what do they call it? What's it when you're a neat freak? Is that klepto? What do they call it when you clean up all the time? You're a neat freak.
neat free,
Yeah, when you clean up all the time.
OCD.
OCD. Everybody ever lives with this OCD. They always cleaned up all the time. I've never messed with a not maybe one, but most of the women I've messed with are always neat, neat to a T. Thank you, and I appreciate it. All right, what you got,
Uh,
bro? What you got?
oh, let's see. You got it written down. Yeah, I want to bring up oh well, we're already kind of controversial. What if my son asked for a Barbie?
So you know the phrase that says, they say, "Oh, nothing's worse than death," and people go, "There are things worse than death." I think this is one of those men's worse than deaths moments. Like for instance, you got to live with, you know, the fact that you are a heterosexual male and potentially you think like the first thing that goes through your mind when your son asks for a Barbie is, have you been playing with your sister, or are you looking for an action figure? You just don't know any better. Like, do I need to go get you some? I don't even know what action figure. Excuse me. I don't even know what action figure would be popping right now. Like some X Men. Do I need to go get you some? Date myself some GI Joes. Like, what do I need to do to curve this question to where it looks more
Yeah,
masculine than it does feminine right now?
yeah.
Like,
I guess coming from someone that does have a son, I'd probably get him one of each. I'll get a Barbie and a GI Joe and see what happens.
why are you getting the Barbie?
Yeah, that's word number one. Two, I gotta make sure we're confirming what's a Barbie and what's what's he actually gonna play with. So why not get both?
What age are we talking about? Because this might change up the whole thing.
7, like my daughter. Yeah, like
So,
7.
so 7, you don't think your son can comprehend between a Barbie and an action hero? I think if your son is asking at 7 for a Barbie,
Maybe
he
not
need,
the 7,
he wants a
maybe.
he wants a
Maybe
Barbie.
like 3. Maybe for that scenario 3. But
Okay, yeah. I'm
right,
about to say
3.
yeah, because
7,
seven,
no.
seven, seven, they know.
Yeah, I'll ask him a couple times.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'd be like, okay, maybe it's for a specific reason. Maybe doing some kind of experiment. Maybe like remember that movie Toys? That kid had Barbies in his room too.
No, he had Little Bo Peep, which happened to be like I think she was a lamp fixture that happened to walk down because she could detach from the lamp.
Yeah, honestly, no. At 7, no, I wouldn't be buying no Barbie. That's just
Yeah,
me. If I'm being like straightforward, even if you like beg, like nah, it had to come from somewhere else. It wouldn't be for me.
I don't think I think if okay, I don't know. We said Barbie because that's a clearly we think of Barbie. We think of the iconic Barbie doll, right? For
That's what I'm saying.
female pink, big B Barbie, right? Blonde hair, fake plastic woman figure. So I think if a 3-year old is playing with Barbies, what difference does it make? But I think if it's direct question, like direct line from can tell the difference between an action hero and a Barbie son asking me that, that's worse than death for a heterosexual man that thinks they're producing a heterosexual son.
Yeah. So I know I thought about my answer.
Why your voice
I think
getting so
I
high,
would give
man?
them both. I still would give them both.
Why your voice getting so high, man? Why you?
I'll put my version of Cat Williams.
Why your voice getting so high? Nah, man. I think honestly,
I still
like
give them both. Like, here you go, son. I don't know what you trying to do. Go ahead and do what you guys do.
I'm like, is this because your sister won't let you play with her Barbies and like you just want one over her? Like I would
Maybe.
be having some mad questions. It's so many factors that play into that. Like
I'll let it play out and watch, man. Just and then you correct in the silent. You correct in silent. You just recourse without recoursing.
you know what the question is honestly, how do you correct that behavior in yourself really, right? So like for instance, okay, if you have a son or a daughter, they come back to you, hey, sexually I am gay or sexually I am trans or sexually I am bi. Like as a son or a daughter, are you really like you're hurt because you're heterosexual, right? But who are you really hurting? Are you hurting their relationship because you disagree with what they want sexually, or are you disagreeing with yourself? Like, are you like, what I'm saying? You're still gonna love your child regardless of what they come out to be. So, like, honestly, like, it's just our brains as heterosexual men. It's like I can't believe this. Like, what changed? What happened? And like, you kind of question yourself as to like, where did that come from? To where if you think they're gonna go that way or not. Like,
Right.
honestly, at the end of the day, you're gonna love your child no matter what. Like, I
Yeah.
know I am. But
No,
now,
no, it's
are you gonna
that.
are you internally gonna go through the struggle as a man being heterosexual, thinking that you have a homosexual son or homosexual daughter or trans or whatever? You will be in your brain. You are going through it. Like, period. Yeah, that's just how it's gonna
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. If you're expecting one thing and it doesn't, yeah, that's
Yeah,
with anything though. But yeah,
yeah.
no, I can see that.
Your brain's gonna go through it. Yeah, 100%. Period. So shout out to my Uber passengers because, like I said earlier, I'm an Uber driver. How do you tell someone they breath stink? Like, matter of fact, how do you tell someone they stink in general? Your breath, bo. How do you tell somebody in a honestly, directly, polite, impolite way? Listen, you smell foul. Now, I'm not talking about. I guess stink is understated. You smell foul. Like you smell like body odor, you smell like fecal, you smell like urine, you smell like there is something wrong with your mouth. Like you have a fume coming out of your mouth that is poisoning the air in this car that's coming from you. Can you please roll down your window and be quiet? Will you take a piece of gum? Like, how do you tell somebody?
I'm pretty straightforward and honest. I'm just gonna like, oh, yo, you fucking breast.
I'm totally gonna tell you. I'm totally tell you if it's not on a professional
I
level.
expect the same. I expect the same though. You know what I mean? I want that same type of energy. Like, yo, bro, I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. You need to go handle that.
So you work in sales and I work kind of in tips, right? You can't like that first 10 minutes or like that first interaction can't be a negative one about
Uh,
your
but I
breath
think
stink.
I
You
think
gotta get.
informing someone of like something maybe they're not aware of, and you know, like there's certain people that just know they okay with it, and there's other people who are like I don't think they know, like, and they smell it too. Like if they smell it too, and they're like I don't know, you know, I don't know, and then boom, you're like, hey, listen, it's definitely you. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just telling you to save yourself.
This lady definitely didn't know what was going on, yo. This lady definitely didn't know what was going on.
She was
Yo,
talking to you.
yo, I
Tell
had yo, I live in Charleston County, and for those who know where Charleston County is, let's just say Charleston. I had to take this lady from Charleston to Somerville, which is the next county north of us, which is a 20-minute ride from Charleston. And then she wanted to stay in the car and have a phone conversation while we once we got to the place. So like it ended up being like a 25-minute ride. I was like, "You want to wait in the car?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "No, you getting out of my car." I was like, "No, no." I said, "No, lady, you gotta wait. And see. You need to check to see if this office is open." I felt bad because like she was an elderly lady, but listen, man, I can't breathe. Like I have a lot of nose hairs, all of them clipped right now. Like this lady's breath was awful. Like I think she had halitosis, honestly. Like I really think that
I would tell you
she
this.
had something. Like I think she honestly had like something wrong in her mouth. Like yeah, yeah. I just don't
There's
know.
nothing worse than like bad breath,
It's
dude.
nothing worse than BO and bad breath, bro. All of them bad.
What do you what do you think that like is it that lingering like that when like you peed on yourself so many times or that lingering like
I had one of those today too.
what's worse?
I had one of those today too. I had a lady that smelled like she was wearing the pins and didn't change it before she got in my car. So I had to
Oh,
disinfect my seat, and she had to go to the hospital, where she was going, so because she had some type of treatment she was taking. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not like shaming that because like I've dealt with that. So like being in
right.
hospitals, you deal with like people who have those incontinence is what they call it. My problem is don't have incontinence in my car. Like, figure that out, then have incontinence. Like, you knew you were getting in my car. Like, put a fresh one on. You knew we had a 20-minute ride. Like, come on, put some mouthwash in. Like, come on, bro, man.
Maybe she didn't know. Maybe she's cool with it. Maybe her man's is
Nah,
all in that like
man.
that.
Yo,
Maybe your man's is all in that like that. Come here, baby.
yo, bro. You wildin'. All right, my last little Uber rant for today, because I'm talking to all you passengers out here. Yo, why when you come to a car, do you get behind the driver's seat in an Uber? Like, go to the side where there's nobody. You have more leg room. Stop squeezing your big self behind my little car in that seat. Go to the other side. Get in the rear seat behind the passenger. I have it slid all the way up. My car is tiny. Stop getting behind me. I'm trying to save money on gas. I'm not trying to give you leg room. Like I am 6'2".
Your seat's
That's
all the way
all the way
reclined.
back. And then let's bring me to my next point. Why would you ask a complete stranger that you never driven in a car with before to slide their seat up so you get leg room? You are insane. Like, first off, you don't know if I'm going to do anything to you. I'm a Uber driver, which they really check so well. And you're sitting there like, yo, you're a complete stranger, but could you slide the seat up? Bro, do you want me to crash this car? Like, I'm not gonna be comfortable if I slide the seat up. No, I'm not sliding the seat up. Like, what are you talking about? Like, get in the right seat so you don't have to worry about that. And then my favorite thing, they open that door, look, and go, oh, go around that. If you just would take 2 seconds to think, just to go to the other side, you by yourself. Like, what's
So
wrong with you?
maybe you just gotta tell them you wrote it on the other side.
I ain't doing that.
So
I ain't doing that.
you just better deal with the person, open the door and be like, yo, can you slide up?
No, I think common sense ain't common, bro. Like, why is that even a question? Like, okay, if you're driving right now, I'm either gonna get in the front seat with you, right? But let's say I need to hop in the back. I'm gonna get behind the other seat. Like, duh. Okay, for instance, you have kids. If you got four people going, right? So it's two adults and one of your kids. Where do you put the car seat? The car seat's behind you, so because the kids don't need leg room, right? Where are the other two adults? Where the leg room is? Come on, bro. Like this is not rocket science. Like this is thinking 101. Like
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And another thing too, if you big and the other person you with is small, put the small person behind me. Like come on, man. All right, bro. What else you got, man? What else you got? I'm on
Oh,
one tonight.
I did want to. We could save the anime one for next week.
I think we
I,
should get into it, honestly.
can we get into it? All right. Who you want episode or you want character?
So, like a lot of people don't realize, and maybe they don't know. Let's give our anime background.
All right.
I got this dude hooked to anime. Let's get that
You did.
straight. I was
You
popping off and watching Dragon Ball Z
did.
when we was going. First off, there's a big three, I think. I think maybe it's four, but let's go with the big three. There is Dragon Ball, there is Naruto, and there's One Piece. Those are the big three.
Okay.
Personally, if you are starting to watch anime, don't watch any of those whatsoever. They all trash now, except One Piece. But no, they all trash for the simple fact that they're dated. Anime don't even look like that right now. Anime ain't that
Wait, that's
long.
what makes it classic, bro. That's what makes it
No,
fun.
no, but see, no, 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 no.
I disagree.
We are in the microwave age of anime. Do not start with old anime. Start with new anime if you want to watch anime. Probably one of the better new ones is Demon Slayer. One of the better
Demon
new
Slayer's
ones.
fire.
One of the better
Demon
new
Slayer's
ones is Castlevania. Castlevania is
Castlevania's
fire.
fire.
Yeah, one of the better ones. Even I think eclipsing Castlevania, Blue Eyed Samurai. What? I cannot
Ooh.
wait for season two. Fire anime. What I'm saying is, animes don't have to be 2 trillion episodes to get to the point of no point and
Oh,
have
okay. All right. You talking about the
like
script?
Dragon Ball Z was entirely too long and recycled. Like, how many times is this dude gonna yell at nothing to get supercharged and powered? Why can't we
Well,
just power up?
every industry has a McDonald's, man. They are the McDonald's of anime. Everybody knows it. Okay, it's not great, but it's it's
It's
got the
food.
branding.
It's got them hot fries.
Got the
It's got
fries.
them
I
hot
mean, it's
fries.
not even good for you because it's not even really good content. And the storyline is kind of like because it
Yeah,
gets kind of like at the end.
yeah.
But what got us hooked as kids is the Frieza, right? Majin Buu, Cell.
You know what the problem is with Dragon Ball Z? Is they still fighting Frieza, bruh.
They still fighting Frieza.
Like
He's been
Frieza
dead like
died 100 times, and like you still fighting Frieza. I'm over Dragon Ball
it's
Z.
also teach you a lesson, right? When you die, you really don't really. They're telling you
Yo,
that you really
man,
don't die. You just go to another realm and you just keep
yo,
elevating.
how's the main character die? All his friends die. He die. His enemies die, and then they all alive at the end to fight the same guy and die again. Like, it's just wild.
I want to name some other ones out there. How you feel about Baki Hama?
I don't think I've seen. Oh no, Baki. Yes, I have seen Baki.
You've
I
seen
didn't.
all of them,
I didn't like.
and this is the new one. So that's one where there's an old and then there's a new.
I didn't like the new one. The one where he went to jail to fight the second strongest guy. That took way
Oh
too
no no no
long.
no! I mean, like there's that series, and then there's like an older like illustration
Oh
of
no, the manga. So you talking about the manga? That might be
yes,
different. But the animated series, as far as like what we got recently, the last one I
yeah,
watched is when Baki was in jail with the second strongest, who dated the oversized white girl that was in jail with him. That was a
Oliver.
Oliver. Yeah, the Oliver fight was overrated and dragged on way too long and was stupid. That was the worst Baki. No, get to his father, bro. Fight your dad already. Like, let's get to it. Like, I mean, enough is enough. The first tournament, fire. The second time when he's in jail trying to fight Oliver, stupid. That was the dumbest. That was the dumbest.
Have you watched Attack on Titan?
Never will. Never will. I
Why?
have I have no desire to see that.
Why?
Doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Why not?
There's so many other better animes than that.
What makes you not want to watch that one though?
I think it's overhyped. I think it's
What's
overhyped.
so hyped about it?
Somebody
I'm
told me that
confused.
I've never seen a single episode of Attack on Titans, but like so for instance, it's set in the Civil War era, like the like right like it's set like post like Germany Civil War, like European Civil War
Not
era.
at all. Not at all.
What's the era?
They just illustrate it like that. I guess it's kind of like it's none of that, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. It's none of that.
Okay, how about this? This is not like this is a big thing in anime because it's kind of like let's be real, we not there. Name one black person in Attack on Titan. At least we got Piccolo in Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, but what does that matter? What does that
It
matter?
doesn't. It doesn't. I'm just talking
It's,
junk.
I'm like, what?
It doesn't matter,
All right, yo,
honestly.
Attack on Titan is fire, bro. It's got a good
I've
storyline
heard it's
and it's
overrated.
intriguing.
I've
You
heard it's
gotta
o-
watch it,
I've
bro.
heard it's
Come on.
overrated, man. I've heard it's overrated.
You never even watched it.
I
You
mean,
keep
I
telling me
guess I'll
that.
try to give you a try, but I think it's overrated.
You told me about
Flying
you.
on strings to fight giants. Who cares? Like I don't
No,
care.
no,
I
bro. You
hope
gotta
them
watch it.
giants eat all them people and kill everybody.
Yo, you gotta watch it.
Yo,
You gotta
man.
watch it.
Let's talk
It's
about
good.
you want to know a anime that's overrated, that's underrated, that doesn't get the shine it needs to get. You ready?
Black Samurai.
No, Primal. Primal from Cartoon Network like is like Samurai Jack on crack.
I was a little disappointed in it, to be
What
honest.
are you disappointed? The monkey episode where Homeboy drinks the juice and turns crazy? That's like one of my favorite episodes from that. I think Primal is like one of the most underrated
I
animations I've
think I
seen
think
recently. I think it's definitely
I
like
think
an eight and a
Samurai
half.
Jack already came out, and it's just like a souped up kind of version of that. But it's been seen already. It's been
But
done.
but you know what I like about it?
It's
He
cool.
didn't say nothing.
I know.
He didn't
It's
say nothing.
Samurai Jack's storyline's better.
All he did was get to it. I
Yeah,
love that.
it's just it's
I
just
I like
that's the
animes.
problem with it. There's no like
I,
what's
I
going on?
I don't want any laugh. You know what I hate. You know my biggest thing I hate about anime is the joke character, the stupid teddy bear in Ichigo in Bleach. Get him out of here. Get that stupid teddy bear out of here. Bulma in Dragon Ball Z. Get her out
Yeah,
of
we
here.
didn't talk about Bleach. You got beef with Bleach. Why? I find
Because
Bleach
they
to
never
be like
finished it.
amazing.
Like the way it was available to you at the time when it came out, it never finished properly. They show you 50 million episodes, and finally when it came to the end, like I literally had to go to YouTube to figure out how Ichigo beat what's the guy who turns into a moth? I can't think of his name.
I don't know. I ain't finished it yet.
That exactly. That's why I don't like Bleach. That's my whole problem. You couldn't finish it.
But
Like
Bleach is good, bro. I'm
the
high up
new
in
the
it.
new Bleach looks fire. I haven't even started it, but the new Bleach looks fire. Um, I'm
And what
I'm I'm,
about
I'm on second season of Demon Slayer. I need to finish it. Okay. Let's go back to the big three between Dragon Ball, Naruto,
yeah, wait,
and
that's your big three, first of all.
okay.
That's
What's
not
your
my big
what's
three.
your big three?
So are we in terms of popularity or just in terms of what?
I'd have to say probably popularity is probably where it's gonna go.
Okay, not quality or like my like the best. We're just saying the big three.
If we're talking about those three, quality is out the window because we live in such a faster era and better drawn animation. Like, I mean, I can
I
name
would say
10 animes I like better than all of those.
okay. So Naruto's huge, of course.
One Piece is huge and
One
Dragon Ball
Piece,
is
I think,
huge.
is becoming more popular right now. I see a lot more of it.
One Piece is huge. You know why One Piece is huge?
Dragon Ball Z is definitely king.
Because it's better
But
than all than but those two.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon's big, bro.
Pokemon big,
I'm
bro.
trying to catch them all, bro. I'm trying to catch them all. Not gonna front.
Pokemon. Hmm, I'm missing one.
What about like
Not not
Digimon?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh was huge back in
I
the
don't know
day.
if that's bigger
I don't know if
though.
that. I don't know. But okay, okay,
Pokemon's big. Pokemon is probably bigger than Dragon Ball Z for sure.
that's a good
They got the
question.
card game.
That's a good question. That's a good one. That's a
There's
good
more
one.
kids dressing up like
Pikachu or Ash.
Pikachu or Ash than there
Yeah,
is, you know. The, I mean, Dragon Ball Z is like trendy. Like there's times where they push it. They'll come out with a new movie and it's on Netflix and they'll make a push for Halloween and people buy the costumes. And then there's times when it's kind of dormant. It's like it's not there. It's there, but it's like you got to look for it. Or if
yep.
you go into GameStop, you might see it.
My favorite two things about Dragon Ball Z is Broly and Vegeta. After that, I don't care.
Broly and Vegeta.
That's it.
I like Vegeta.
Vegeta's my favorite. Vegeta's my favorite Dragon Ball Z character.
Trunks is dope though.
I don't care about Trunks.
Hmm.
I don't care about Trunks. He's not his dad. That's why I don't care. He's
See,
Bulma.
Naruto to me is whiny. Like to me, Naruto is very whiny, and especially in the when
The
he's like,
first season, like the first version of it, absolutely, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Until you
As it
get,
gets later, it gets better.
oh yeah,
See, I haven't really seen a lot of it since he like when he's like a teenager or like a young adult. I didn't
yeah.
see.
I've got to, I got to, I think the final fight, but like the next season is where I need to go. The next rendition of it,
Because
but
he becomes a Genkai, right? Is that what they call it? Genkai?
uh, yeah, yeah,
Like that?
yeah.
I
I think so. My favorite though, hands down, Zoro from One Piece, man. Zoro's the man. I don't care what anybody says. Zoro is my favorite character, bro. I don't care what Zoro is for that action. Zoro wants to kill everybody and is with that blade action.
Now you know, One Piece. I don't
It's a
know.
lot going on. It's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
going
just a
on.
lot going on. Bleach to me would be super dope if it just didn't have all those filler episodes all the time. If there was just like maybe one in the entire season that they have, like maybe one or two like little fillers instead of like 6 or 7 or 8, like sometimes like 9 filler episodes.
So that's a good point. With all of those, the
Because
big
they're
three, it's
characters,
way
they're
too much. It's way too much filler. It's way too much. That's the nice thing about new animation. It's no filler in new animation. They get to the storyline. Like you're gonna get a solid 12 to a, you're gonna get like a
yeah.
solid 8 to a solid 12, and it's gonna be about what's going on. You have flashbacks, these subtle nuances, but it's the core characters getting to it, and then once the season ends, we're going to a new story completely. And that's what I like about new anime versus old anime. Like the villain can get better, we can bring back some of that stuff from the past, but we're not just dwelling on when Goku was 10 years old. We're not dwelling on before you know Naruto was a part of the Leaf Tribe or something crazy. Like I like the new one because it gets to it. It's like so much streamlined. Like
Mm.
Castlevania, like
Castlevania
gets
gets to it.
gets to it. Blue
You
Eye
guys get to it.
Samurai gets to it. You know what's happening.
That
But
is true.
and like that's the
Castlevania is good.
yeah, that's the thing. Like once you start the new
Oh,
series of anime,
Barbarian. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen
Berserker.
Berserker's fire.
Berserker was fire.
Did you watch the first three movies?
I watched
Yo,
all of them, and I
yo,
watched. Did you see all the Fates? The Fate Zero,
I couldn't after the first one. I didn't like the Fates.
Fate Nightfall's the good one, and Fate Zero, I
Yeah,
believe.
Zero was my favorite. Yeah, Zero was my favorite.
I got to it. That was dope. They had like the whole Holy Grail thing. You had to summon a person,
Yeah, yeah, I like
and then
that
if
one.
you want to go with an oldie, Yu Hakusho, I think it's right.
Yu Yu
Yu.
Hakusho's fire. He gets to it
You
on
put
that
me
one.
on that.
But see, that's nothing too.
That was my first anime I actually watched. You put me on that.
yeah, that change like that one got to it. One of my first ones was Inuyasha. I loved
Oh,
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha.
Yeah,
Oh
Ted
yeah.
Saiga and Ted Sega. Yo, man, I love Inuyasha, man. I'm not gonna front. But that's another one is I have to give a fault
Had
to, like
fillers.
Bleach. You can't finish it because the way it was available to you, it was just random episodes. You either caught what you didn't see or you caught what you didn't see. You did see. Like I would have to literally sit down and watch Inuyasha now to figure out, oh, this is where I left off. Oh, this is where I started. Like I don't have time for that no more. Like it's too much. If I can't finish it in a weekend, I'm good. I'm good. Like another thing too is I don't want to watch anime that doesn't make me want to binge it in a weekend. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like I want anime that's like, yo, you about to be late. Oh
You're
snap.
gonna watch these like 10 episodes of just fire.
Yo, bro,
Like,
I think I'm gonna be late. Yeah, yeah, that's what I want. Like I want that. Like I want anime to when I get to where I'm going, I'm like, yo, man, I'm about to go back and watch anime. I don't care.
yo, just fight. Let me finish these 3 episodes real quick, yo. Shit, I might watch this episode one more time.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's get to these sports.
All right,
Let's
let's
get
talk about
let's
it.
get to these sports.
Let's talk about what happened in the playoffs. Let's talk about round one,
No,
right?
no, 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 no,
Who are the
no,
picks? Who
no,
are the
no, 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 no,
picks?
no, 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 no.
I want to know the score. Who
Okay,
won?
fine, 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 fine. Okay, so first one was Kansas City Dolphins. You picked Kansas City, I picked the Dolphins. Kansas City won, and they beat the brakes off the Dolphins.
I told you they ain't ready for the cold. I told you.
You know what? I totally forgot that the Dolphins were playing in Kansas City. After I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, this is over." I knew it. Now,
That came out there and everything but a North. Like he was ready. Like Tua, he came out there in the North Face, man. He was so cold, you could see it.
you know,
He was
the
like, I don't want to play.
listen, I'm gonna tell you who. I'm gonna tell you who. This is why I was like, oh, maybe there's some hope. Tyreek walked out in like a sweatshirt and some sweatpants, but like
Oh yeah,
Tyreek used to play up there. He used to be in Kansas City, so
yeah,
it's
he
like
was
going
ready.
home. He was ready, but everybody else on that team looked cold. Honestly, that's what it was. It looked cold. That was a bad game. They got blown out, and shout out to you. You won that one. Okay.
Let's go to the
Yeah,
next one.
yeah. What was the next one?
Who was it?
Next one was wasn't your boys? Was it? Was it the boys?
I think it was Steelers
We picked
and
we picked that one though. Steelers and Bills.
Bills, right? Both
Yeah, we
Bills.
both went Bills there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Two,
that
two,
wasn't hard, and that didn't matter about weather either.
2-1-1. All
But
right.
shout out to all the Bills fans throwing snowballs at the Steelers. That's cold.
And
Well,
then we had Browns and
and Houston,
Texans.
and I did not expect the Texans to do what they did,
Me
but
neither. I think we both lost that one.
yeah, we both lost that one. But like honestly, like who thought that the Browns defense just wasn't going to show up? But maybe up
Or who thought that that quarterback, my man Stroud, is CJ?
CJ threw
He
for
might
three.
be the truth.
Yeah,
He might
man.
be the truth,
Yeah,
bro.
but you know who he's got next though?
Kansas City.
Nah, he's got the Ravens next, bro.
Oh, you guys got Ravens?
He got us
Yo,
next.
that's gonna be much must see TV.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it Saturday. Don't worry, I got you on that one. I know what's
All right,
going
we'll
on.
get there. We'll get there. All right. So who we had next? Cowboys and Green Bay, I believe, right? Yeah, they got
Yo,
smacked.
let's be
They
honest.
got
Let's be
smacked.
honest. Let's be honest. Y'all were down 32 points. Y'all were down 32 points, bro.
We came back though. We only lost by a 2 possession
Against
game.
who? Nobody who wants to play? Like you guys came back against the hey man, get in there so that the starters don't get hurt. Like come on, bro. Like nobody cared at that point. Like you guys weren't gonna beat them. It just was go play so the starters don't get hurt. Come on, man. That game was utterly embarrassing. Speaking of the Cowboys, I think honestly right now,
Dak Prescott got to go.
no, no. Did you
Yeah,
not? I don't think Dak is necessarily the problem there.
he's definitely the problem, bro. And we can have a Dak segment one day. I will break him down.
I think he's one of the problems. The problem, I
He
think
is the
this.
problem.
But here's the thing: what could you do about Dak, and then what could you do about your coaching staff? You should have brought in your boy from Belichick or Harbaugh, man. They were both available. Yes,
None of those.
yes,
Dustin, you don't
yes.
understand Jerry Jones, bro. As a Cowboy fan,
Yeah, right.
Jerry Jones is a tyrant. It's the same reason why Jimmy Johnson should have had more than just 89 to 93 there. He should have been the coach all the way up to like early 2000s, bro. The Cowboys
Listen,
would have had probably like 6, 7 rings.
I think if
Easy.
I think if you guys
They could
want,
have been the Bulls of the NFL, bro, in the 90s.
I think if you guys wanted a ring next year, you should have hired one of them winning coaches.
But Jerry Jones likes control, and those good coaches want control. Bill Belichick runs everything there. He's picking his personnel. Mike McCarthy don't have that option. He has Stephen Jones and then Jerry Jones making their picks. They have to agree, right? The Cowboys are more about branding. So as long as they get to the playoffs and it creates the drama, it sells just as much as them winning the Super Bowl.
Yep, it does.
It's the drama. So for the Cowboys, they always win. So they're always the team that's going to get in. They're going to be in the mix. They're going to look good. They're going to score the points. That's the script that they're writing for you, right? Dak Prescott's not the guy, bro. He's just not.
Okay.
He never was. Name one bad team Dak Prescott was on.
I can't name a bad team. I can't name a bad team that the
Every team he's
Cowboys have
been
really had in the last
champ.
decade. Yeah, I can't
He's
name.
always in the mix every year
Yeah, that's
since
true.
his rookie year. Think about that.
That's true.
Name another quarterback that's had the same exact situation, right? Hasn't won yet in 7 years, hasn't won, and still on that team. Name one.
No, there's not one.
Okay.
There's not one. Because
Okay.
the
I rest my
the
case.
person you
It is
compare him
not
to is
perfect,
Patrick
bro.
Mahomes, and he's won. So
He's won
yeah,
twice.
yeah, he's won.
There's nobody else. Jared Goff, gone, right? Who's the guy on the Rams that was on Detroit before? Um,
Stafford? No.
Stafford won a Super Bowl, but had to leave,
Yeah.
right? Was in Detroit for years, doing the same thing, put up numbers. Isn't the guy? Then the guy from the Raiders just left. I'm losing my mind right now. He's on this the Saints right now. Oh man, what's his
I
name?
don't know the Saints well like that.
He's the same tier quarterback as Jared Goff and Matt
Okay.
Stafford, but he was on the Raiders for number 4 forever. Man,
I
what's his
can't think of his
name?
name. Mm-mm.
Him. But everybody switched around, and now you're seeing Jalen Hurts, right? He
Yeah.
just went to the Super Bowl last year.
Since
Right now in Philadelphia, bro, they're questioning him as the
si-
franchise quarterback.
since you brought him up, how them Eagles do?
Oh, they
How
got smashed.
how did the
I
Eagles do against who they play?
absolutely loved it.
Who they play?
The Eagles played Tampa Bay and they got
Yeah,
absolutely smashed.
I was so
Like,
happy. I was so happy the Eagles got smashed. Listen,
the Eagles defense is so bad. They look like a high school football team. Like,
you know what I said last week about the Eagles. Shout out to all you Eagles fans. Thank you for participating in that wonderful loss this last
terrible.
weekend. Okay, so the best game I think was the Lions and the Chargers, or Lions and the Rams.
Absolute best game.
That was the best game, and
Shout out to
unfortunately,
Detroit.
I
Shout out to
was not
Detroit for
able
that
to
win.
see any of it because it came on too late. I went to bed.
Oh, it was a fantastic game. Back and forth. Just
One
Jared Goff. They might be on to something.
1 point.
We'll see.
Yeah, they might be. I honestly, I think the Lions have the most to prove. So I'm excited to see them win, and I'm excited to see them advance. Just don't beat my Ravens or meet the Ravens in the Super Bowl final with me, and they'll let my Ravens win, whatever.
So yeah, the Ravens, I'm telling you right now, that's gonna be a high profile game, bro. That's gonna be like, watch.
Who does Detroit have left? Detroit next up is Green Bay, right? Detroit and Green Bay, or is it 49ers and Green
I
Bay, and
think
then it's
it's 49 and
Detroit and Detroit and Bills? No,
uh,
49ers Bills, right? No,
you got
Bills and
oh, no,
KC, Bills and
no, I got you,
KC,
I got you, I got you. It's gonna be Ravens Texans.
right?
It's gonna be Green Bay 49ers.
Right.
It's gonna be Buccaneers Lions,
Buccaneers. Okay. Yeah.
and it's gonna be Chiefs and Bills.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So we'll go through the picks now. Who you got? We got Texans at Baltimore, and
Baltimore, hands down, man. Come on, man.
Baltimore today.
I got Baltimore
I'm,
all day.
I'm gonna take a chance here, man. I'm gonna take a chance here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Texans in
Okay.
an upset.
All right. All right. I'm gonna be pissed because this will answer your question. Who's the same as Dak? It'd be Lamar Jackson after if he loses this game. Lamar's only won one playoff game,
Yeah.
so it'll be
So
Lamar. Lamar Jackson will be Dak
I
Prescott.
want to put the Texans there just because I think this dude is like,
I think he's
I
on
don't know,
fire
he's
right
different.
now. But I think the
All right.
rate. I think the difference between the Texans going against the Browns versus going against the Baltimore Ravens is the Baltimore Ravens core defense and defensive structure is still there. This game really is dependent upon Lamar Jackson for us. I think the defense got this. Like Texans offense versus the Ravens defense. Don't get me wrong, they're gonna give them a hard time, but I don't see this game getting out of control. Like I see the rest of the Ravens games going to 28-21. Like that's my
Okay.
standard. That's my standard score for all the Ravens games going forward to even to the Super Bowl.
All right. All right. My next one, Green Bay Packers versus the 49ers in San Francisco.
I got 49ers, man. I'm not gonna front. I don't think Green Bay's
49ers
going.
handles them, huh? I agree with you.
I'm going with the front runners right now. I'm not
I
gonna
think the
front.
49ers will handle them there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Detroit, or we got the Buccaneers at Detroit. I'm gonna go
Detroit,
Lions there.
Detroit, yeah, Detroit.
And last but not least, probably the second best game and a rematch. This is a three-peat where the Chiefs have beat them 2 out of 2 so far. Is Chiefs at Bills. They're in Buffalo. It's snowing here. It's gonna be crazy weather. Who's gonna have the better run game? Go. Who you
I
got?
made the mistake against going against Patrick Mahomes last week. I'm not making that mistake again. Not this time. I got
He's going
Mahomes.
Patrick this week.
I got
I'm gonna
Mahomes.
I'm gonna say this week. I think the Buffalo Bills, just with the conditions, I
It's,
think they
it's,
punch through
it's
this
the
week.
same conditions in Kansas City, bro. It's the same conditions. There's no difference in conditions.
It's gonna be
They're having the same weather. It was negative
all right.
23 in
So you,
Kansas City
you're
when
saying
they
don't
played the
you're
Dolphins.
saying you're saying going against Patrick's a bad idea. I think Jared Goff's got something for him this time, bro. I mean not Jared Goff, Jared Allen. I think Jared Allen. I think
Yeah.
it's hard to beat. I don't know. It's been close every time. I think this time it's going to go the Bills' way.
I will say this is the best Bills chance that they've had in a while. So
You
like,
know, woo, it's gonna be some major changes.
yeah, this is the best. This is the best Bills chance they've had, and I'm looking forward to that game. I mean, I can't say that I'm rooting against the Bills. I don't care, but like, I went against Patrick Mahomes last time. I ate that. I should have known better, but this time I still think I should know better. They've been here too much. Like
Mhm.
don't think they make it much further out of this round, but like,
Yeah.
but you said Kansas City going all the way. So how are you going against Kansas City? You said last week you said
I
Kansas
know
City's
my
going to the Super Bowl.
that's what I think that's gonna happen, but my gut is telling me the Bills may upset.
I'm not mad
But
if the Bills
come on,
upset.
I gotta look at the injury list and all that. I gotta see who's missing, but
Yeah,
I think the Bills could upset in Buffalo. In Buffalo, I
we
think
gonna
they can
see.
upset, man. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a tough running game. It's gonna come down to a big player too, like turnovers. Like it's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
And the Ravens Texan games, I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think it's gonna be a very back and forth big play, like a 27-24 type of score.
Okay.
Green
So
Bay, yeah, you go ahead.
so we I mentioned last week that I said Jim Harbaugh is coming out of Michigan. Jim Harbaugh did go meet with the Falcons this week at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Harbaugh, I think, did meet with the Chargers at some point this week, and then Belichick met with the Falcons, and I don't know if Belichick met with Dallas, but they ended up going with the stadium with the same coach at Dallas. So where do you think Jim Harbaugh is actually going to end up landing, and then where do you think that Belichick's going to end up landing?
I think Bill Belichick will go to San Diego, and I think Jim Harbaugh. Oof.
Because
I
apparently
think
he's not going back to Michigan, which I thought that was I think that was his best move personally. Leave on a high. You won the championship. Get up out of there. You on the ball of
I
the
think
water
he
anyway.
goes to Atlanta. I think he goes to Atlanta because they got a run game, they got a running back, and they can build a defense there because you're the defensive guy. So
I have it the opposite way. I think Jim Harbaugh goes out to the Chargers, and I think Belichick is in Atlanta. And the reason I say that is because Harbaugh's already been in that California market. I think that's more his market. I think that's more his energy. I think Belichick's been
hmm,
on the East Coast his whole life. He's gonna stay on the East Coast. I think he's gonna go to
really,
Atlanta.
I see him as country club San Diego guy. I see Jim Harbaugh more.
I think Belichick's further along in his life that he don't want that
Yeah,
tax
I remember
problem.
Jim Harbaugh was in San Fran, bro.
Right. So why wouldn't he go back to California?
Yeah, a lot of
He already has a
I
lot more
think
pull and plugs out there. Well, I mean, he's got some equity at least in California. Maybe not in the same city, but
it's SoCal, NorCal, two totally different places, man.
LA Central California.
San Diego Southern.
That's right, San Diego Southern.
I
But
mean, it's LA, LA. You mean LA? They are
yeah,
in
because
LA.
they're the LA Chargers, not
I'm
San
out there.
Diego.
LA. That changes my pick then. All right. I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I don't see Belichick in like LA.
yeah.
I don't see it.
Well, I'll give you this next one. What's going on with the Philadelphia 76ers, man? Y'all beat New York, right? I think since we last talked, y'all either played them twice
They
or
lost to New York. They lost two in a row and then they won two in a row. So
yeah,
they're just kind of
yeah,
plumb bobbing.
same
And
place.
I think I think what's we're all kind of waiting for is who the Sixers trade for. Uh, I think at this point they're looking for like a backup scorer. So
Hmm.
um, I think that's all they need to do. Honestly, I think they can wait, hopefully get a solid bet, and they can wait till the offseason to make a major splash on a free agent.
I don't know what it else. They said Indiana traded
Yeah, they got Pascal Siakam, which is amazing. So
from
it's gonna be cool to
Toronto,
see.
right?
Yeah,
From
from Toronto,
excuse me. Mm,
and I think that's it. I don't think if there's a big splash, it's probably gonna be like the Lakers that make a big mix up.
they got
But
about
maybe
what 3 more
they good
weeks?
again. I don't know. Are they shopping Reeves? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think Reeves is going anywhere. It'll be D'Lo and Wood, Christian Wood. It'll be like a whole package of players, like three or four players
yeah.
for hopefully a Zach Levine, maybe.
We'll see. We gonna see.
We gonna see.
Well, look, man, that's all I got for sports.
That's all I got. Um, yeah, man.
Same time next week.
Same time next week.
All right,
I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna get some I'm gonna get some good. I see where you had some questions in the beginning where I was like, oh, those are, I can think of those all day.
yeah.
Little
Today,
like simple.
like today, like honestly, man, this week was like I was in my head about different stuff. But no, dead up though. Every time I turn on this guy, I listen to this podcast, and so I'm gonna try to get into his. He has a YouTube group that kind of conglomerates and does ideas. I'm gonna try to get into their Discord, try to get and like communicate with them a little more, so I can try to get this platform built up and kind of coexist among other platforms. So like maybe even go to a live setup to where we're actually answering questions of fans and different people. But like that's the goal is trying to get this thing up to 10,000 subscribers. Because once we get to 10,000 subscribers, next goal, next goal, next goal. Because I would love to be shooting podcasts instead of driving Uber all day. No, hands down. What
That'd be
that looks
fun.
like later, whatever. But if this ever makes me money to the point of like what it's doing for me, what Uber's doing for me, I'm never driving Uber again. but like honestly, like that's would be the goal to try to monetize and get to that level. Just got to see, get some knowledge and figure out what's going on. But you need to start watching The Lead Attorney because trust me,
The lead attorney. I watched The Trust.
that's wild,
That
right?
was we can talk about that next week. A recap. We can get our now we can get
I
both.
I ain't go front. I got nine. We got 9 minutes. I could do 9 minutes. We've been on like for
All
an hour and
right,
20, but I
all
would do nine. Am I wrong? Is that like not the worst depiction of women ever?
I wouldn't say ever,
I mean,
but
like,
it does definitely raise a level of like not concern, but it's just like it's an eye opener. Like, wow. So if guys get in, they're and he was right. Basically, they're just trying to, we're all going to leave here with like 10, 15,000. You know what I mean? We just all stick together
right? No
and
big
just,
deal.
just chill out, have a good time. But the women are like, nah, because they're really there to just make money. They don't really care about anybody. So that just goes to show you like it's money over a relationship right now.
100%.
Period.
100%. Yeah.
It's instead everybody coming together, you're going to get all that money. Plus, there's incentives and stuff like that. And now you got a relationship with someone you've never met from somewhere totally different. Now you got like a relationship.
Right.
You never know where that may take you later versus that money you're gonna blow in 3 years.
I'm gonna ask you straight up. What's the
Yeah,
most negative thing about the guys that you saw from the show?
the most negative. The only thing I say is negative is the one army dude, Jake.
He was
I think
conceited and arrogant, right?
yeah, he's got the whiteboard attitude, but
Yeah.
he did humble himself, it
Right.
seems, and he came. So he's actually a solid dude. He's one guy like he was like, damn, he better get voted off.
So like this
And,
is what I said. I
and
remember
Mama J put curveball. I was like, oh, I was like, I know he's going. And then they got Whitney out. I was like, oh, okay.
So I said, like, I saw it when last week or last time we talked about this. I said I saw his vision, but I said he is cocky and arrogant. But like now, I got to ask you the next question: What's the negative things you can say about the women in that show?
Okay. Um, well, in the beginning, so I have all right, let me go through I got what's 6 minutes. All right, so basically the black I'll start the alpha, the true alpha I felt, the
Okay.
with the short hair.
Yep. Yep. I know you're
Okay,
talking about
she's the
black
true
girl.
alpha, right? So as far as the women, she already came in with a plan like, listen, I'm gonna band together, I'm gonna get all the alphas together, and we're gonna band together and we're gonna get to this, we're gonna get here so we can split up, like I don't know, 20 between 25 250K between three. She was cool, but then like she was arrogant in the beginning, and then like I finally kind of like, oh, I see where she's coming from. And then she kind of like grew on me. I'm like, all right, she ain't terrible. And then there's the other one, Winnie.
Okay.
So Winnie,
That's the one with the extensions.
yeah, Winnie's probably I see, I understand
Winnie has a
Winnie.
bigger size shoe than you do.
She does. She was a well, maybe the same size, but she's big. She's a big girl. But beautiful woman, by the way. But she just she's kind of like she's honestly she's all about sticking to the plan. But as people kind of like venture off and come outside of the group, I don't really dislike her. Like you dislike her. I don't dislike her. I thought she was consistent. I don't think she was being two-faced at all. Honestly, I think she's out of the way. I think the problem though is that Mama J character. She's the road.
Oh, so what, the
She,
grandma? Oh yeah, that chick is the
grandma
devil. I told you she was the
dangerous.
ops. She is the
She
ops.
dangerous.
She's the worst per. She is probably the worst person that's still left on the island right now. Yo,
And then
okay, go ahead.
the other girl, the Montana, the girl from Montana, the girl that likes Jake, or she's got to go. She's
She gotta
canceled. She
go.
can't be trusted.
She gotta go.
She plays the whole Jake, oh my god, and then so the girls like it, but she's playing both sides of the fence. So that's why Winnie got casted off because she was playing both. Like
Oh, hold on,
she
hold on,
was.
hold on. I haven't gotten past episode 4.
Oh,
I have to start the rest of it this week, so I'm gonna finish it this upcoming. But here's my thing. Here's my thing. And maybe the next 4 episodes will depict the black girls in a better light. But my problem was this: they came in talking real, 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 but y'all all real fake, 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 fake.
of course,
Like
they're
that.
playing the game, dude. They
The
playing the game. They're not there for.
But my thing is this: okay, you had nothing before you came. You have something. They already said you already won. Like that's the thing. You gotta words mean something. The host came in and said you
It's
guys have
greed.
already won.
It's greed, bro. It's
You
greed.
already won. You don't have to run this race. You can just chill. I wouldn't think about anybody. I'd be like, listen, don't vote for anybody. Let's get paid. That's all you have to do. Regardless what they try to play, who you feel is untrustworthy. So what somebody said something negative about you. Why is that gonna play on your emotions if we
So
still get
so
in the
wait,
bag?
did they disclose who the rich guy is yet?
Yeah, the rich guy was the young cat.
They let her, he told everybody.
Yeah, he told everybody.
Okay, now watch how it gets now.
But see, my problem is this: why do you care? Like they had to pick 12 people. Like his profile, he's an outlier financially, right? But everything else, he's the same as you. He looks like you. He's white, one of the white boys. That's average. You know, he talks cocky, but like, what's wrong with him being rich? Like, does he not deserve everybody already winning? How do you know he's not going to do something like donate his money? But yet, the first thing you say is when we go to California, lunch is on you or dinner's on you. He's like, oh, I'll pay for everybody, no big deal. But you taking advantage of his ability to already be where he's at, and you're not where you want to be. That's the problem. You're greedy because you think you want to go to where that. What if you can't handle the problems of being as rich as that guy is? What if you lose your mind? What if you start tearing all your relationships down, but you got this money? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
stop worrying about what they say. They said ear
So
hustling.
you would have been right next to Jake. You'd have been like, "Yo, we already won. We gonna take this 15 grand home. We just got chill."
I would have been personally. I'd have voted somebody off every time, but I would
Mm.
never said anything. I'd have been as flat as I could have and voted somebody off every time. And the reason though is I'd have voted the person I thought that was going to be the biggest cancer. Like the first night, oh, I'm getting rid of one of the black girls right off the rip. The second night, I'm getting rid of one of the lovers. The third night, I'm getting rid of that grandma if I can catch it. I don't. That's the one you almost couldn't catch. Like outside looking at the show, you can't catch the grandma. But looking from the show from a viewer, you gotta get rid of the grandma.
I would have got rid of the glamour girl, the Montana chick. I would have got rid of her
Yeah, one of
first.
the lovers. Either the army guy gotta go or Montana gotta go.
I would have took out the alpha, right? But then if you take out the alpha female, then you got a bunch of rogues.
How
You
do
know what I'm
you
saying?
know? How do we know?
Because there was already so other than I think her was Tulu, right? Tulu's the
Hmm.
main alpha female. They all kind of follow her, and you have one rogue, which was you had two rogues. You had Winnie, and you had the other one, Jay. Mama Jay got rid of Winnie, right? She got
Right.
rid of the other rogue to be the single rogue. So now she kind of chimes in, but she's like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna want whatever I want to do at the end of the day, right? And y'all can't stop me. And I'm gonna tell you about it. And that's a sense of control because it's like, well, damn, who's gonna vote her out?
But see, my thing is this: if you got rid of, let's say, Tua, which is the alpha, as you say, then somebody else will have to show up in leadership, right?
And Winnie, because she don't like the white chick, right? She don't like her. and she don't really mess with the grandma like that. So she would have been on. She would have been a rogue.
That works in your favor because right now it looks like honestly. So I'm only first 4 episodes. It looks like the battle of the sexes. The men are meeting in one corner because they live together, and the women are meeting
All
in
right,
other quarters. It's
yeah.
the
Let me
battle of
shut
the
up.
sexes.
Let me shut up
Yeah,
because you
I'll
gotta
have to.
watch. You
What's
gotta
called? I'm gonna
watch.
finish watching. But look, let's get up out of here, man. Listen, I'm signing off. Thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments. I want to shout out the guy on TikTok who says he met my cousin in a golfing tournament.
We
Colin.
got to get up. We got to play again.
Yeah, let's play again. He said New
Let's
Jersey,
go.
Mountain View, New Jersey course.
Mountain View. I do remember the round. If yeah, so
Okay.
we can definitely get together again and put some coins down and
Oh
take.
Lord, here you go. You trying to take somebody money.
Hey, that's
All
what
right,
we got to do.
all right, man. Peace. We
All
out.
right, man. Peace and love. Take care.